Tazria, Shishi. Okay, now we're talking about something very close to my heart. Bald spots. Being bald. So, Pasuk says, Ishki mori roishoi kereachu taru. If a person goes bald, he's tar. It's pure. It's not, don't worry. There's nothing to do with tzaras. V'imipas panav mori roishoi. There's two words here that are shtickle difficult. Gibeach. It's a gabachas and karachas. They both mean bald. Gabachas, I believe, is in the front, from the back where it starts slanting downwards. If he develops a bald spot over there, it's tar. The karachas is from the back corner down to the nape of his neck. That could also be a separate bald spot, but both of them are tar. The thing is that when it becomes devoid of hair, so we start judging it like we did in Rishon and Sheni, like a regular when it shows up anywhere on a person's body, the same halachas of the nega, that it has to have the same white discoloration, that's the size of a gris, and how white hair would appear in it, and so on and so forth. And then it goes into ish tzarua, someone who is tamei, it goes into the halachas and pasuk memhei of what he needs to do. So it says, "Vatzarua shabaya nega begad of you frumim." He has to rip his clothing. The rosh yefarua is a machlekes and chazal, but the pashup shot is that he has to grow his hair. He can't take a haircut. Val sofa miyata is also machlekes, but the pashup shot is that he has to wear a hood that covers him down to his lip. I guess when he wants to see, whatever. But he has to stay outside of society. And if it's a walled city, he has to be outside the wall. V'tamei yikra, and he's called tamei. So the Chazal say that anyone that comes near him, he has to tell them that he's tamei, and he even has to ask them to daven for him, because Al-Pi the Zohar, Rabbi Yonasan says, the Zohar says that his tefillos are not in his kabel until he becomes tar, because he was chaytei with his mouth. It's like a midah keneged midah. So v'tamei yikra, he has to tell everyone he's tamei, and they should daven for him. So it's a very belittling situation. I saw B'Shem of Shlomo Kluger, he says an interesting pshat. Chazal say that Hashem made two mechitzos by a person's mouth to show how careful he has to be of what he says. So he has the teeth and the lips, two ways he could close his mouth. This person who spoke Lashon Hara and became a Mitzayra, obviously those two mechitzos weren't enough. So that's why Al Safa Miyata, he has to wear the hood down over his mouth to show that the two mechitzas weren't enough. He needs a third mechitza to remind him to watch his mouth. Then it gets into the nige begodim. It's possible that a person could have tzaras on his beged. It also is possible that a person could have in his house. That's not going to be till next week in Mitzayra. But basically, the hard words over here, b'shsiyai be'erev, is when they used to weave begodim. They had, let's say, a few different strings of linen attached to two poles, and then he would take the weaving material and go in and out of those things, and then he would go around, back and forth, and weave under, over. That's one's called the shsi and one's called the erev. So this only applies to garments that were never dyed, and leather, and the leather had to be processed. So either wool, linen, or leather could become tamei by negoim, and the simonim tuma over here, that's a chiddush we didn't have yet, is the color green. So over here you could have red, green, or spreading, is all the three simonim of tuma that apply by a beged. So when the kohen comes to see it, if first he puts it aside for 7 days, and he comes back on 7 days and sees if it's spread. If it's spread, then it's tamei. They have to burn the whole beged. If not, they have to do something called kibbutz, which Shemir Hashem will talk about by Shvi'i. And if it doesn't spread, then first they do this kibbutz, and then they lock it up for a second period of 7 days, and that will take us till Shvi'i.